I do not pay online because I believe that a physical check in the mail is my advertising in a sense.
And I want a good show, damn it. Ready for a good show?
Doing awesome, yeah. I'm excited to talk to you, Angie. Thank you for having me.
Yes!
I've always been doing project in archery, and my dad said, hey, you guys want to start an archery store? Yes, that's how I was.
Andrew, yes, of course, let's do this together.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Ecommerce Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Ecommerce Show. I'm your host, Andrew Maff, and today I'm joined by the amazing Dana Weinrot, who is the founder of Celebrity Owned. Dana, how are you doing? You ready for a good show?
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Great. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. I always like to start these off the very stereotypical way and pretend like no one knows who you are. And if you want to just give us a little bit of insight into your background, how you got started with Celebrity Owned, where you guys are at today, and we'll take it from there.
All right. So hello, everybody. I am Dana Weinrot, the founder of CelebrityOwned.com. I launched Celebrity Owned back in 2004. I had dabbled in a couple other online businesses and kind of graduated right at the beginning of kind of the online boom. And so got a good taste for what that was all about. And in 2002 or 2001, I got pregnant with twins and decided that this might be the last time to take a little bit of a break. So at that time, I found out that I was pregnant. I decided to quit a job I was at and just take some time for myself. And I did that. And, that turned into about 2 years. And then after I had the kids and just being mom at home and loving all of that, but I was ready. I was ready to start doing something again. So got back up and just kind of, a few years into eBay launching and decided that I had some things in my closet that I wanted to try and sell. And it felt very daunting, truthfully. I mean, the interface back then, the UI was definitely not user-friendly.
Yeah.
And it was something I didn't want to jump into very quickly. So I took my time and just took baby steps. But I finally did it. And I I listed my first item on eBay, and it was shocked to see that actually someone wanted it, and it sold pretty quickly. It was a Prada handbag. And I got really excited because that feeling is just like, oh, wow, what else do I have to sell? And so I did. I continued to just look through and kind of see what kind of things I could sell and see how that went. And then I just organically, naturally started talking about it with friends and, hey, I sold this on eBay. You guys should try it. But, again, no one wanted to do this themselves because it was overwhelming at eBay at first. And it was a lot of work. So friends would start asking me to sell their things. And I said, sure, okay, great, let's do it. And I'd help them out. And before I knew it, bags of stuff just started piling up in my house. And it got a little bit overwhelming. But my husband was like, why don't you do something with this? Like, go get a small office and go try it. You could be onto something here. And this was, again, back in 2004. No one was, consignment business, resale businesses, this did not exist. There might have been one or two other big kind of known sellers on eBay that were selling women's clothing and accessories, but that was it. And so I went out and I got like a teeny, 200 square foot office. And I sent a letter in the mail to anyone I had an address for, letting them know that I was doing this. And next time they were cleaning out their closets, to think of me. And it just took off. And it was so viral and so exciting. And I think I went on Craigslist and looked for an assistant. And it just worked out. I was at the right place at the right time. No one was doing it. Most people just gave their stuff away. They didn't know what to do with it. And so it was like a good experiment for everybody. And it worked and it was fun. And, eBay was an exciting, lucrative place back then. There was, if you wanted to buy resale items, pre-owned items, eBay was the only place to do it for many years. I mean, after I launched, we're talking several years before some of the other players came on board. Yeah. So it was good. It was fun.
Nice. And so fast forward to now you have your own website. So you're not so reliant on just eBay.
I am fairly still reliant on eBay, believe it or not, because eBay's still a very big player and you can't rule out the beast. They still own, household market share in this business, and they're a great platform, and they've had many years of ups and downs as being a seller came with its frustrations throughout the years, no doubt. But they came through. They did. And they are a serious player now, and I could never leave them. So I did launch my website out of frustration and not knowing what was going to come with eBay. And you had this risk of being a seller on eBay. They held the cards. It was like they controlled the light switch. They could kick you off at any time, and so it was scary. And I thought, God forbid, my entire business up until I launched my website was on eBay. And I said, if something happens with eBay, this is it. So I had to just prepare. So we did, prepared and launched a couple of years ago, and just built the whole backend through Shopify, which is just another amazing, incredible platform. And I dabbled with several others as third-party like listing tools and stuff like that. And they all came with their headaches. So it was just such a pleasure to finally get to Shopify and just see how well that bird hums. And it's been great. So to answer your question, yes, eBay is still a huge part of my business. Every item that I list also goes in my eBay store. Yeah. So I cross-list I have every item on my website and on eBay, and they're all linked through Shopify. So if one sells on Shopify, on my website, the listing gets ended on eBay. So it works very well.
Nice.
Yeah. You got your eyeballs everywhere. So
yeah. So you're covering all your real estate. It's genius. Yeah. How are you managing like the inventory side? Like how are you still bringing in additional, because it's consignment, stuff you get one thing and it goes to like, how are you getting more and more people to work with you to help sell all the different items that they have?
So I've been fairly lucky in the sense that for this entire time of my business, it has always been a word of mouth referral business. I've never had to advertise. It's just, friends of friends of friends talking to people and saying, hey, if it's interesting. I've always kind of said that my checks are my that I actually cut checks to clients. I do not pay online because I believe that a physical check in the mail is my advertising in a sense, because, you get this check in the mail, you open it up and you're like, oh, wow. And with the check, I include a statement that shows every item that's sold. So it's just this good, like physical, psychological thing that happens. Yeah. And it reminds you that stuff is selling and that it's great. And I should go see if I have more stuff in my closet. And, if you happen to be on the phone with a friend and you're opening your mail and you're like, oh my God, I just got a check from Dana. You got to call Dana next time you're cleaning out your closet. It's just a very organic, viral thing versus paying someone via Venmo or Zelle with their, once they have their sales, because you almost don't know when that happens. So it's like, you're just not paying attention. So I definitely, I'm not looking to shy away from paying my clients via checks unless they request otherwise. And to answer your question about incoming product, there's no shortage of people worldwide that have stuff. So, believe it or not, it comes in quicker than it goes out typically. Sometimes it's harder to move.
Yeah. So the brand name Celebrity Owned, how'd you come up with that? How does that kind of tie into everything?
I did launch the business with a couple big celebrity clients. So I just felt that it had some good cachet, and then obviously fast forward, more and more people would ask me to sell their items and I wasn't going to say no to anybody. So it just kind of, rolled into, I sell for everyone now, but I kept the name.
Yeah. Nice.
People
What's
like
the overall marketing approach? How are you getting people to your website? I know eBay's obviously got its built-in audience, so you have eBay advertising, traditional marketplace, but from an off at eBay perspective, so your Shopify site, anything you're doing there from a marketing perspective to drive that traffic to your site?
Nothing out of the ordinary, just the same things everyone else is doing, the Googles, the Instagrams. I do some Instagram live shows as well. And people seem to like that. Just a good other way to kind of move product. And yeah, it's just, we do pride ourselves on really trying to list an item with the right keywords. If it's a specific item that has a style name, we always want to include that, because a lot of people who are searching for an item are going to type that name into Google. So fortunately, if we have the product, it's always going to show up. So it works pretty well. And it's, I'd say 85% of the time we know the style name of an item that we're listing. So it's just a great practice to have. So yeah, it's really just Google and Instagram. I post a lot of items on my Instagram, just new arrivals in my stories, and yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Simple marketing and newsletters and stuff like that, to follow. Yeah.
What's the game plan? Are you looking to scale it out from where it is? Are you kind of happy with where it's at now? What's the approach in the future with the business? Today's episode is brought to you by Finale Inventory. Meet Finale Inventory, the ultimate solution for accurate and efficient inventory management. Trusted by thousands of brands, Finale Inventory offers seamless integrations with over 80 sales channels and platforms. With customizable workflows and reporting features, Finale empowers you to streamline operations and scale your business with ease, preventing overselling and maximizing profitability. Whether you're juggling multiple platforms, expanding your product range, or just looking for a way to reduce operational chaos, Finale has the tools you need to succeed. Step into the future of e-commerce with Finale Inventory.
You know what? I'm very happy with where it's at. This has kind of just always been my little baby, and I've never been looking to be, one of the big players out there. I just think you can just focus so much more on on my consigners. I just have, relationships with them, and it's just easier to stay small. My consigners can text me like from their closets and just like, hey, can you sell this? Can you sell that? It's a very comfortable relationship. And it's worked, and, I'm happy with it. Everyone obviously would love, more sales in time, of course. So I would never say no to that, but I'm not looking to be, the big old beast in the game. Yeah. I'd like to be a little fish that's going to be around forever.
Hey, some of the best businesses are the ones that are just sustaining and around for a long time and not forcing growth too fast. It can get ugly. That's not happening. What are some of like the hurdles that you went through? Like, I know you mentioned, you've had your ebbs and flows with eBay, and you obviously went over to Shopify because of it. Like what were some of the problems you were having?
Yeah. So right now, that's been great. That's all good. I think, the biggest hurdle is just, once the other players came on board, all my competitors, it dilutes the market. So now a consignor has so many more options where they want to consign their items. Not only does the consignor, but a buyer. I mean, again, like I was saying in the beginning, eBay was so lucrative for the first several years. There was nowhere else to buy pre-owned. So I had like all the business. It was just crazy, the kind of sales that we were having back then. And now obviously there's so many more, companies out there just doing what we're doing. So a lot more choices, a lot more options, but with that comes, the market is very saturated with all the same stuff as well. So some items take a lot longer to sell now because nothing is special. Someone wants an Hermes Birkin bag, they're everywhere in any color you want, so it's like, and yes, the prices are absolutely ridiculous, but they're just not that special anymore. You can just buy them everywhere. You don't, these luxury brands make them so hard to buy in store and pay retail, but you can buy them anywhere in the resale market and they're everywhere. So they're not a quick sale. Inventory sits a lot longer now. So that's a hurdle.
Yeah. With your consigners that you're working with, and you're obviously helping sell their product, what happens if it takes too long to sell or if it just doesn't sell? How do you have that mapped out?
So I tell my clients, my consigners, that we don't have a specific time frame that, like, if it doesn't sell within 60 days, we give it back to you. We actually keep things for as long as they either take to sell, or unless a consigner wants it back for any reason. Or at a certain point, if it's been many years, we'll ask them, hey, would you like us to return these items to you? Would you like us to donate them? So we give them options. But one thing we do pride ourselves on is we really, really do try and get our clients as much as we possibly can for items. There's a lot of other companies out there that they're in the business of moving items quick, and so they really do have to price to sell. So they're going to price your item at a certain point, and then 30 days later they're marking it down, and before you know it, the client's getting $15 for an item, and it's happening a lot, and clients are definitely not happy with that. So, they're leaving those companies, which is good for me because I don't have that at all. I even say to clients, we have a name your price model, whereas something is like an expensive luxury item. I allow the consignor to tell me, hey, I really don't want to sell this unless I'm walking away with X amount. Yeah. And I'll tell them if that's realistic. And then if so, I'd rather get my consignor what they want and me take less than it not sell at all. So that's been working quite well. And the consigners really like that because then they know they're being taken care of. They know that their item is not selling unless it sells for that amount. So it's just a good reassurance that they're in control.
Yeah. On eBay, do you have it set where it's like a bidding, or do you have it just set where it's a buy now only?
Buy now we allow offers as well. So we never use auction. Everything is a fixed price with a make offer button. And my website actually has that as well. I allow customers on my website to make an offer.
Oh, it's interesting. How,
So I always price my items with a cushion, just to allow people to submit offers, because truthfully, pricing is so subjective, it's like, it's really about who's willing to pay what. This has happened so many years just in this business where, there's no price. I mean, there could be someone looking for this item and they've been searching it for so long, they'll pay whatever they have to pay to get it, So, sometimes people will just click the buy it now and they won't even make an offer.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
You have like a sweet spot with that? Like you try to keep products between like X amount, or do you not do products that are over, thousands of dollars? Like, is there a limit on what you do, or a maximum?
I really try to not accept incoming product unless it's going to sell for at least $100. Mm-hmm. But at times we will end up marking things down a little bit, and they will go they will go lower, of course. But no, and just brands, just over the years, I've just learned that some brands just really, truly sell better than others. So, I'll try to stick with the brands that do.
That's awesome. And so you also mentioned that you do, you also have some email marketing that goes. So do you have like repeat buyers coming in, or do you have, I imagine you probably have some of your consigners just buying off of each other. Like how is that working?
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't really know if my consigners are shopping as much from me. So I don't think that's happening, but the repeat customers, absolutely. I have thousands of repeat customers, which is really nice. So yeah, I have an email list, and, I'll send an email out once a week with, new arrivals, and, just sometimes people will come and browse, and who knows, some do, some don't. But it's just a good reminder that, hey, we're here. Don't forget about us,
Yeah. And then, so are you, when you approve, okay, I will, I'll take the product on, I'll help you sell it. Are they shipping you the product, or are they sending you imagery, you're doing it, and then they worry about fulfillment? How's that working?
So I take everything. Every product gets photographed by us and stored by us and fulfilled. Everything is done through us. I'm based in Los Angeles, if my consigners are in Los Angeles, we do pickups usually. So we'll go to their homes, or they can drop them off. Out of state, we offer free FedEx. We send them FedEx labels. So they'll just box up their items. They send them to us, but everything does come to us. We take physical product, photograph it, and put it on our website, and then store it until it ships.
Cool. So, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. A great little business you've got going there. It seems to be working out pretty well for you.
Yeah, it's fun. And it's really been exciting just to see like the evolution of how big resale has become. I mean, 20 years ago, this just wasn't something people were really just like, doing as much. I mean, maybe, people were dabbling with selling items, but they weren't buying pre-owned items as much. I mean, this has just really exploded so much in the last, 10 years for sure. And especially even more so now as these luxury brands continue to raise their prices like annually, sometimes a couple times a year. It's just like, who's paying retail anymore?
Yeah.
It's absolutely absurd out there.
Yeah. I was going to say, I would imagine with like kind of this inflationary period we're in right now, it's probably a good time to be doing exactly what you're doing.
It is. So I'm so glad I'm still here and alive and kicking through all of it. So I survived the pandemic, survived, the other beasts that came on board and tempted me. I'm still here. So I'm glad.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, Dana, thank you so much for being on the show. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I would love to give you the opportunity to let everyone know they can find out more about Celebrity Owned.
Great. Thank you. Yes, you can come to my website, celebrityowned.com, and check us out on Instagram as well. We are at Celebrity Owned.
Beautiful. Dana, thank you for being on the show. Everyone who tuned in, of course, thank you as well. Please make sure you rate, review, subscribe, all that fun stuff, or head over to whichever podcast platform you prefer and check out all of our previous episodes on the ecommshow.com. But as usual, thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you all next time. Have a good one.
Thank you for tuning in to the Ecomm Show. Head over to ecommshow.com to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform or on the BlueTuskr YouTube channel. The Ecomm Show is brought to you by BlueTuskr, a full-service digital marketing company specifically for e-commerce sellers looking to accelerate their growth. Go to BlueTuskr.com now for more information. Make sure to tune in next week for another amazing episode of The Ecomm Show.